to Abuja. The brutal truth, and some will say, God forbid, is that there are two persons, stroke parties, seriously contesting for president. The rest is exciting drama. That many Americans may not like the fact that Joe Biden, 79, and Donald Trump, 76, are two frontrunners for president in their parties does not remove the fact that if both of them emerge as candidates, definitely one of them will be president in 2024, he said. While narrating how he had proposed to Obi and Mai that he should run on the ticket of Abuja in order for the Igbos to organize the region politically before stepping out to bargain power with other organized coalitions, he warned that the Southeast might be the biggest loser in 2023 if Obi fails to win. During the 2019 presidential election, these 5 Southeast states were united for PDP, but contributed merely 1.6 million votes to PDP, which was about the votes that Kano State alone gave to President Buhari. The emotions might run to heavens, but politics through power is about cold calculations, organization, and building alliances for power. Another quote: in a democracy, when Peter Obi loses in February 2023. Some people prefer that we should play the ostrich while Peter Obi toys with the collective destiny of over 60 million Igbos. Yes, you pray that he wins, but what if he fails, and he is certain to? He said. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, in his response, stated that he has no time to reply or pay attention to Anambra State Governor Charles Soludo, who clamped down on him on Monday. Rather, he said he was preoccupied with convincing voters he knew Nigeria is possible through rigorous campaign. Obi was reacting to Soludo's article, which declared the LP candidate cannot win the 2023 presidency. He said the governor was desperate for the limelight, a desire he was not willing to meet. All right, today on the program, we take a look at Governor Soludo's letter decrying the chances of Labour Party's candidate Peter Obi speaking against the chances of his kinsman, asking the Labour Party presidential candidate not to toy with destinies of Igbos. Are there just two parties in the race to 2023? Can he get the numbers required, especially with candidates who brag of having millions of votes spread across the states in the bag? Does this letter by Soludo really shred the ambition of the Labour Party candidate into pieces? Or has this made the Labour candidate more popular by virtue of the reactions and attention Governor Soludo's position has generated since its release? Well, of course, today we'll be looking at all of this. I'm expecting my guest, of course, that is in the person of Alhaji Tanko Yunusa. He is the spokesperson for the Labour Party and a former presidential candidate of the National Conscience Party that was in the 2019 presidential elections. So we're just hoping to get him, either he's coming here or we'll get across to him one way or the other. Then he'll be joining us here to look at all these issues. I've been going through the letter written by Governor Charles Soludo, and of course the reactions. Of course, Ohaneze Ndigbo has also weighed into it, saying that they have taken Charles Soludo to two Igbo deities. I mean, that means that they are unhappy with his position, that he should be actually backing his kinsman. And the big question I'm asking, actually, this is not our guest when it comes, is the presidential campaign now boiled down to ethnicities? Is it about kinsman or no kinsman? Is Peter Obi running as an Igbo candidate? I've heard them say many times. I hope we get across to Alhaji Tanko Yunusa so he can tell us exactly if it's Peter Obi is now an Igbo candidate. I thought he was running on a pan-Nigeria ticket to win people from across the country. But of course, we'll be looking at all of that. And I don't know, it's Charles Soludo made reference to the feud between, between the then governor of Lagos State, with the current APC presidential candidate, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the then president, when he was the CBN governor, President Olusegun Obasanjo, that they're having a rift didn't mean, they're having a rift did not mean that one was fighting a Yoruba man, that one was standing on both of them were standing on the truth as they know it, and so nobody should accuse the other of saying you are fighting your kingsman. According to Soludo, he's telling the truth. So let's see. I understand that we'll be having Alhaji Tanko Yunusa with us in just a few moments, so we'll just take this break and we'll be right back with you. All right, you're still tuned to Politics Now here on Citizen FM 93.7. I understand we have Alhaji Tanko Yunusa, the spokesman for the Labour Party and the former presidential candidate of the National Conscience Party, NCP, in the 2019 presidential election. Alhaji Yunusa, good afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Nigerians.
All right, we thank you for joining us this afternoon to look at the political scene in our country in the lead up to the 2023 presidential election.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
Okay. Sir, I don't know, you may, okay, I know you are aware because in our intro here, but first, let's not start with that. I know that there have been these issues between the Anambra State, current Anambra State governor and the former one, who is your presidential candidate. But first, let's look at the issue on the ground first, that there is this groundswell, so to speak, of young people rushing and, registering even with INEC, although we don't have the demographics yet to know if they are all supporters of the Labour Party. But there was this excitement, the emergence of your presidential candidate, that people believe led to more young people registering to vote in the 2022 presidential election. The question is, how are you guys managing that? How are you managing these young people, their expectations, and their belief that possibly Peter Obi can win the ticket and move into Aso Rock sometime in May next year?
Well, interestingly, we want to thank God Almighty for making this happen for us. And it's very clear that Nigerians are really tired of the status quo and they needed something new. And there's something new they've gotten. And then for the registration and mobilizing, they've been mobilizing themselves. And we've had series of meetings with the support groups, which for us is the strength of this particular movement, especially the Nigerian youth. So the leadership of the party, led by Barrister Julius Aburi, had like 2 series of meetings with them, and then including the presidential candidate, and had a series of meetings, more or less, they had met with them on a Twitter space once to kind of instill confidence, and then giving them the belief and the hope that yes, something new is about to come into Nigeria, and then we're taking back Nigeria back to the Nigerian people.
All right, taking back Nigeria to the Nigerian people. That is a lot of expectation. Now, when you balance that against the fact that Peter will be your presidential candidate, these young people are having all these expectations, and then you have the current governor of Anambra State, who is a supposed kingsman, and from the letter he wrote, he's a friend of your presidential candidate. How do you balance that with this letter he wrote, making a categorical statement that your presidential candidate knows he's just playing in the winds, that he doesn't stand a chance of making any waves come the 2023 presidential election?
Well, let us be frank. It has been very clear. For us, we are suspecting that Excellency Governor of Anambra is being sponsored to try to weaken our strong base in Anambra. But unfortunately, it's not selling. And the leader of the Nigerian people have already started responding directly to Anambarians themselves, are responding directly to the governor, telling him that whatever it is saying, that they are aware that investments are already been made in Anambra, and those investments are still standing. But of course, with the position of our presidential candidate at the business meeting he has yesterday, he made it very clear that there's no doubt that nobody can deny that the investments were not made. investment were made, but investment usually happen is either you make profit or you make losses. But that doesn't mean that the investment was not made. The investment that was made was very clear, and it has provided opportunity for working class people who are earning their living legitimately in Anambra. And so if Professor Soludo has a better idea to advance what has already been put in place, he can also invest in the same investment that we have done or make it to look better. Let me use the word of the principal. He said he is just a trader. Professor is a professor. Probably professor has better idea in order to bring in more money to Anambra, but at least he has laid stone on the ground. And that is a fact. And then the truth about it is that, you see, people usually forget the hand that fed them. And I say this with all due respect. The person that has really built Anambra to a point of envious position has been Peter Obi. Had it been that Peter Obi did not do well as a governor, he wouldn't have had 2 times in succession for him to have even come in. So he should be grateful to what Peter Obi has been able to do as a governor, putting all of those particular buildings on the ground for him to climb upon. So the day is just starting. I wonder why he's putting the lives of the Anambarians in danger, or even his own governorship in danger. Without just started, he has not put one stone on the ground. One stone he has not put on the ground. So I wonder why he's trying to do that to enjoy himself while he has not even started flying. So let time will tell.
Alhaji, we'll get to all of that, but first, I wanted to understand, because based on the tone of Professor Soludo's letter, there is this impression that Peter Obi is an Igbo candidate. Over time, since this whole election process got into place, what I have always heard is that Peter Obi is running on a pan-Nigeria ticket. So I don't know where or how, or I don't know. I want to hear from you. Is Peter Obi running as an Igbo candidate?
Oh, not at all. In fact, we are happy that we have this particular attack coming in from the Anambra state in itself, that's showing that he is not an Igbo president, because if he is a regional presidential candidate, this particular attack wouldn't have come in the first place, because the Igbo people will have brought Soludo down to his knees for going against their own interests. So it is very, very clear that Obi's candidature is a pan-Nigerian project. And for those of our brothers in the north who have been selling this idea of either Biafra party, and all, now they have put a full stop to it. And here we will even thank Soludo for doing what he did, even though it's negative in a way, but at least he has put to pay that our presidential candidate is a pan-Nigerian project. And then the presidential candidate made it very clear. If you are interested in an Igbo president, don't vote for him. But if you are interested in a Nigerian president, vote for him, because his constituency is the Federal Republic of Nigeria, not Igbo or regional interests at all.
All right. I'm just getting this, and there's this question that has always floated around, especially when your presidential candidate at the early stages, when he was really using his background as the former governor of Anambra State to let Nigerians know that as a manager of public affairs and somebody who was prudent, that he did a very good job. And there are questions people are asking, if Soludo is denigrating that and making some snide remarks and even speaking tongue-in-cheek when you read his letter about Peter Obi's achievements. Do you think there are any of those achievements that you think the Anambra people can still verify till today?
Oh, of course. Let me start. Number one, the first thing that Peter Obi did to ensure that the security in the land in Anambra was to first of all buy vehicles, police vehicles, with other needed ammunition. And you know the interesting part of it all? While he was the governor, he did not have a southeastern person as a commissioner. All of these commissioners were from the north. In the army and in the police, all of them are northerners. And they were still living, so they can testify to what he had done. Not only that, he went ahead to build a secretariat. They had never had a secretariat. The secretariat is still there.
Okay, so you mean Anambra State did not have a state secretariat before Peter Obi?
Yeah, he built it. He built a secretariat for workers to work. You can verify. And not even that, he went ahead again to make sure that he put in transformers to light up all Anambra states. I was the IPAC chairman in 2015 when Peter Obi was the governor. So, and he provided network of road and bridges. Nobody told me. I visited those particular places myself. So I am a living witness. If you put me in a stand in a witness, I will put up a stand as a witness. I saw the roads. In fact, at a point in which everybody in the Southwest was claiming at that time that Anambra is the most networked road that was provided. 900 kilometers of roads everywhere. It is verifiable.
Okay.
Not only that, he built another office and he put up a structure of a very important hotel just to shower in investment for people. And then he went ahead to create on the Tahaba Road. He tagged it. He went ahead to ensure that the brewery that everybody was claiming, he put it on ground. Even for an expansion, he did it. You can verify. And people are still working there and they're earning a living.
Okay.
So it's not rocket science. I'm talking about physical structure.
Okay.
And I went ahead again, apart from that, he went again to leave money, 75 billion naira in the coffers of Anambra State. Why they are even arguing that some of the last governor openly confessed that it was the money that Peter Obi left behind that he used in building the airport in Anambra State. So you can see that those particular
but Alhaji, I don't know if I can cut in here. A lot of people have wondered that in a state, in a place like Nigeria, where there is so much illiteracy, there is so much poverty and other development, that actually leaving so much money as savings is not such a good thing after all.
Would you have preferred, the question I will ask you, would you have preferred that money being squandered?
Yeah, people agree that, okay, he didn't steal money, but he could have created jobs and lifted people out of poverty in that time.
No, he had done the best he could within the prudency and making sure that the money was judiciously used. That is the key. Most of the problem we have been having as a country is that we plunge ourselves into thinking that we have so much money. Look at our country today. We are indebted. Had it been that the money that we are supposed to have saved as a country then, we would have saved so much money, we wouldn't have been in this particular trillions of debt. So now, when he left over, he didn't leave Anambra with debts. He left them in green, comfortably.
Okay.
And he has made his own investment. He created investment. Not as if he didn't spend money. Okay. I just laid out to you what he did. He made sure that there was security in the state. There was no single armed robbery when he was there. No single armed robbery when he was there. The Anambra was lighting up. The network of road was provided. People can move their goods and services from their villages to the town where they want to sell them without hindrance.
Okay, all right.
What else do you people want? And then they wanted him, what they wanted him to do was to go the conventional way of sharing money and spending it, which he refused.
Okay.
And that's the kind of leaders that we are looking for in Nigeria.
Okay. Now, let's see how we can put this Soludo issue to bed, so we can focus on the other issues of your political party and your chances. So, from your point of view now, is it that Charles Soludo, outside of the fact that you said he has helped your candidate to prove that he's not an Igbo candidate, do you think he was playing politics? He was looking for more votes for Abga?
I think he's more envious.
Okay.
I think he's envious.
Okay.
Because the fact still remains that Soludo feel that he's the most brightest person in the southeast, and if it wasn't him, it cannot be another.
But he made a statement. But he said that he even asked to be that he can even be the presidential candidate of Abga.
Must he be a regional political party?
Okay.
Peter we decided that look, we need a larger space that will resonate with the interests of the Nigerian cut across, and he went for the Labour-friendly political party, Labour Party, which belong to the Nigerian Labour Congress and the TUC.
Okay.
I mean, even you as a person wouldn't have made a better choice than going to Abga. Would you have resonated the way he's resonating now? No, it would have been classically classified as a regional political party.
Okay. All right. We'll be taking a short break now, but not before you tell me. Let's just use this as a preamble to the conversation we'll be having after the break. Do you think, despite this Soludo's letter, which is saying you cannot win, what do you think are the chances of your party coming?
No. What he simply did was to make us more popular.
That is what I'm saying.
Because
you as a person now, as a spokesperson.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. He just gave me a confidence that he made my presidential candidate more popular.
Okay.
Every part of Nigeria now knows that there's somebody called Peter Obi, and that a state governor is attacking him. That is popularity in politics.
Yeah. Okay.
He just made him more popular, and we are thanking him for that. He just made us so much.
Okay,
In fact, if you look at him, he has made us more popular. So we will now come out and put the record straight, and then he will be ashamed of himself.
Okay, so what you're saying is that if somebody, they say that if you're doing a good job and somebody who is known is attacking you, it means you must be doing something good.
Oh, definitely. Because if you are not doing it, you wouldn't have found something to make speak to me. Let me give you a simple example.
Okay.
Every presidential candidate that is running today, if you want to make it, if you want to be popular on Twitter's page, all you need to do is mention Peter Obi. It has even reached a point that if Peter Obi go into a private restroom and he poop, somebody somewhere will tell you the smell of Peter Obi's poop. That's how popular Peter Obi is today.
So, Alaji,
okay.
Alaji,
Okay. I think I got your imagination there.
Don't make me to chuckle this afternoon. All right. On that note, Alaji, we'll just take this quick break. Stay there with us. We are still here. We are talking with the spokesperson of the Labour Party. And of course, we're looking at the issues concerning the letter written recently by Charles Soludo, the Anambra State Governor, saying that the presidential candidate of the Labour Party is disturbing the chances of the Igbos in the future in case he does not win the presidential election come next year. It's politics now here on 93.7 FM, Citizen FM. Stay with us.
Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. Make we join our hearts to build a nation of our dream. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. Make we join our hearts to build a nation of our dream.
Citizens Tech Talk with Mina, bringing you news updates on digital technology around us, discussing the latest developments and how technology can enrich you and make your life more exciting. Citizens Tech Talk with Mina, welcome to our world of technology. Every Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 12. Citizens Tech Talk with Mina, expanding our global reach through technology. Citizens Tech Talk with Mina, bringing you news updates on digital technology around us, discussing the latest developments and how technology can enrich you and make your life more exciting. Citizens Tech Talk with Mina, welcome to our world of technology. Every Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 12. Citizens Tech Talk with Mina, expanding our global reach through technology.
93.7 Citizen FM.
You're still on to Politics Now here on 93.7 Citizen FM, reaching you from the city center here in Abuja. My name is Ernest, and we are on with Alhaji Tanko Yunusa, the spokesperson of the Labour Party, and we are looking at the chances of the party come the elections next year, relating to the issues of the letter written. He did not deny it, so we cannot say purported. He wrote it. Charles Soludo owned it with his full chest, like Nigerians will say, telling the Labour Party presidential candidate that he doesn't stand a chance come the elections next year. Alhaji, you're still there with us, I guess?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Alhaji, now people have said that using Professor Soludo, I don't know if you remember rightly, that when he won elections, there was this euphoria around Nigeria, and Nigerians were very happy to see that at least a conservative progressive to an extent, has won elections. And we look. Do you think that some of the challenges is having, leading to this letter, which you said is based on jealousy to an extent, or malice? Do you think it's a challenge of him finding out that idealism and running a bureaucracy in an environment like ours with poverty and illiteracy so much, do you think it's affecting Professor Soludo in running Anambra State?
Well, for me, I would have thought that Professor Soludo will hit the ground running, and being a professor, intellectual himself, knowing the challenges that are there in Anambra, and actually build on what has already been achieved by successive government. Of course, what Peter Obi has been able to do, and then probably manage the mishap of Obiano, and then putting them together and bringing in something better. And that is the reason why I really appreciate the maturity in which Peter Obi really responded to Peter to Soludo, saying that he's a professor, so maybe you have had some theoretical answer to some of this particular way of dealing with issues, and so maybe you could even do better. So it's time that we tell whether you will do better or not.
All right. Okay. I asked that question because when you go around Nigeria now and you see young people and the enthusiasm with which they are talking about being obedient and all of that, I am worried that possibly with the promises and the vision that the Obi Dati campaign and the obedience are looking at, that possibly when Obi gets there, he may face the same challenges that Soludo is facing now, realizing that there is a difference between running a bureaucracy and this vision of telling people that we can do this and we can do that.
No. Don't forget, Peter Obi, before he became governor, he had to fight for his ticket. He fought for his ticket going through the instrumentality of the law. And when he did, he knew exactly what he was facing. And so therefore, even as we are now, we know exactly what he's facing. And as we know what we are facing, we are trying to make sure that whatever it is that we are presenting as a document of our faith for the people who we call the park, he's trying to deal with it openly for the Nigerian people, what it stands for.
Okay.
So he's prepared.
Okay, Alaji, there's a challenge. I was we were talking with we had the assistant spokesperson for the APC Presidential Campaign Council, and currently the special assistant to the president on public affairs, Ajurin Gelale, with us here on the show. I think 2 days ago, and he listed some of the lofty things that President Buhari has achieved. That there is even a pipeline to be transporting the gas that we are flaring for so many years now, that will be earning Nigeria billions of dollars in the next few years. But unfortunately, when you walk on the streets of any Nigerian city today, there is this impression that Nigeria, the president, is not doing well. Now, it is believed that the Nigerian people want to hold money. They want things they can eat. They would prefer that rather than building. The way Obi is talking about that he wants to build a new Nigeria, that may deny Nigerians that money they need, and they may end up not understanding that he's actually succeeded and may see him as a failed president if he wins. How do you manage that?
Look, let's be sincere.
Okay.
We're talking about investment at the tail end of your leadership. What kind of investment is that?
Okay.
If you are looking for people really want to see investment that can translate into productivity while you are alive, and you will see.
Okay, so you mean from day one, Obi is going to open up his government and be making things to see? Okay.
So we have not seen that. So if we are talking about what he's trying to do, is the government of the day. The Nigerians are hungry.
Okay.
They've not been able to get the food 3 square meal on their table. They've not been able to secure their lives. They've not been able to improve their economic status. They've not been able to provide jobs for their teeming youth. 8 months into this particular government, 8 months up to 1 year out of these Nigerian students are at home. Even as of now, we are not sure of them. So what kind of achievement is that for a government? You can put them together. In fact, nobody should even buy this particular government or any successive government that these people are selling for 1 kobo. It's an insult on the Nigerian people.
Wow. So in what specific areas? What are these specific things? Because
what specific area would you judge this particular government on?
No. Okay. Yes,
Let's even look at it. Let's even look at it. Just from Kaduna, from Abuja to Kano, you say you are building road. Kano to Abuja, you cannot complete those particular roads. From Kaduna, just to get to Kaduna to Abuja, our people are being abducted, being killed. Every day you are going to Kaduna to Kano, you will have to be praying. You will have to do 2 rakats to pray to Almighty God, let me get to my destination. This is just simple example, practical example. Is it in terms of the kidnapping that they are doing to the Nigerian youth, not right and center? Or in the fact that Nigerian economy is put to a point that where international community will be deciding and telling us the security that's going to happen in our own country? What an embarrassment.
Okay.
What an embarrassment.
Okay, you have said that.
It is your other state that will tell you what is going to happen in your own country. Haba.
Okay, we cannot. I understand your sentiments, Alaji, but
it's not a sentiment; it's a fact. It's a painful fact.
Okay, if you say so, but see, there is a budget for this year that is going to be used for next year. So definitely, any president coming into office next year is going to depend on a budget by President Buhari. The budget is a deficit budget with several trillions. And you are telling us that Obi is going to hit the ground running to make Nigerians self-sustaining and happy. How is your president going to manage a deficit budget from May 29th next year?
Exactly. And that is the reason why among his 7-point agenda, he made the issue of inflation and debt management as a key issue. We are dealing with contemporary present issues. We're not dealing with creative issues that are not going to yield fruit. We want to deal with it so that we will hit the ground running. We know that Nigeria is in high debt. We are very aware of it.
You're very aware of the deficit budget?
Yes, we are.
And the issue of the slide of the Naira?
Of course we are.
Can you tell us any one or two things that you guys will do to make to give Nigerians confidence that if they trust to be that this thing will not be? Okay.
Let me explain.
Okay.
That is the reason why Obi came out with the idea of the mantra of consumption to production.
Okay.
Look, when you are producing as a nation, definitely you'll be selling.
But people say that production has a gestation period that may take some time.
No, there is no time any production has any gestation period. It's just like you eating food. When you talk about the moment you put on a yam on the ground, the yam yields fruit. You consume it at that particular time. Those that you will sell. If you engage in trade by barter, you engage in trade by barter you have. You will not be able to be engaged in purchasing things because you already have that particular staple food in your house. So year in, year out, when you produce yam, you will be selling those that you can sell. Your naira to dollar will of course increase. Automatically, the high rate of dollar will crash down when you are producing. And don't forget, you are not producing only one staple food. You are producing all different areas in terms of shoes, in terms of food, in terms of security apparatus, in terms of ideas. You are producing them because what we have now as a country is a consumer nation that only consume what is being said. So you are paying for what you are consuming on a continuous basis.
Okay.
When we change that mantra, we now become a nation that is producing. We are now selling. We are gaining more money. And when anybody is driving into Nigeria, you don't come with product and you go an empty vessel. You will go triple with what you have brought into the country.
Okay, Alaji, I'm sure we'll soon be opening the lines to so that maybe some of your supporters may be speaking. But first, when you look at the Nigeria, because we need to be practical as well. When you take the map of our country and you sit down
I am very sorry. I have to go now for a very important meeting. They've been calling me on. If you can give me some space, I will have just deal with this particular matter at a later date.
Okay, but Alaji, all the same, I really want to thank you and appreciate you for giving us this time from your busy schedule. Thank you so much for being
me for another time. I'm willing to answer many questions.
We will definitely do that. We appreciate you for joining us. Have yourself a wonderful afternoon. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. God bless you.
All right, you too. Okay, you can hear that. We had to drag Alhaji Tanko Yunusa off this very busy schedule. Of course, he had to respond to our summons to speak with you. But be that as it may, we can still open the lines for you to share your ideas with us of what did you hear? Be you in opposition or in support, maybe you're an obedient or you are not. You can call us on the studio lines. Let's see, you can call 0903 222 9797 0903 222 9797, or better still, you can call the other number 0818 2222 205 0818 2222 205. You can call that so you can join us here in the studio. Straight away, I think I have a caller here already. Let's see if we can take this call. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, who am I speaking with, please?
I'm calling from DSM Village.
Okay, what's your name, sir?
I said I'm Godwin from Computer Village, DSM Village.
Okay, Godwin. Okay, please, go ahead with your comments, please.
Okay. Concerning the obedience, and so the political presidential, and the presidential candidate of both the APC, the PD.
Yeah?
Okay. Turned out among all the three, the delegate for Philip Wampan, Tewu, and Atiku. Of this thousand.
Okay.
I have my reason.
Okay, can you just tell us one of them quickly?
I think I've never had those particular federal political appointment, if I can remember. And it worked for him in Anambra State, right?
Okay, so Godwin, what you're saying is that Godwin, wait now. Godwin, you are an obedient, I can see.
I'm not obedient, but I'm an APC card carrying member. For right now.
Okay, but you're an APC man, but you will be voting for OB.
Card carrying member. I know how I campaign for APC in Anambra 2014.
Okay. Godwin, want to thank you. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Yes.
All right, have a wonderful day. All right, we are looking at Peter Obi. We just had the spokesperson of the Labour Party, Alhaji Tanko Yunusa, joining us. And let's see if we can take this. Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Okay, we lost that call, I guess.
Can you hear me now?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you, please.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Can you tell us your name and where you're calling from, please?
Ben, calling from Abuja.
Okay, please go ahead with your comments.
Yes, I want to let us know that this man called Peter B is not alone.
Okay.
Don't look at the structures or the indices. The man, since he started politics, has been surprising all of us. Remember how he became the first governor of opposition party or minority party in the whole Nigeria. How he got into Anambra State Government House against all us. Remember how he was impeached and how he got banned. He's going to surprise so many politicians.